Excellent.
So we need to do our level ups.
Yes. So it might be useful if we either do them at the start of next week, probably, because Jimmy's not done one before.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you're all playing different characters.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'm going to head off then, so I will catch you guys later.
Nice.
Cool.
The G.
Cheers, guys.
So long.
See you next week.
Bye.
See you later.
Right.
Bye.
Jesus Christ. Who's the DM here?
Episode...
Let me have a look.
Must be episode 3.
Yeah, it must have been.
D&Tea.
Hey!
Nah, it's alright.
Here he is. About to start without you, Dave.
Well, that's not my problem.
What is your
sounds like
problem?
that sounds like a you problem.
That's
Come on, Creamy.
20 minutes late, Dave. What's going on?
I said more like 8:49.
Gobbling up mill. Naughty boy.
Yeah!
Can you actually hear it now, Joe?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Now, please make it stop.
As opposed to last week where everyone was doing a cappella.
Yeah, actually, I didn't quite enjoy that.
Joe Keating,
Yes.
you're going to hate me. Actually, no, I think you'll love me. Could you
What?
please play that again?
No.
I need it for the benefit of the recording.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, here we go.
And you got to listen out for the voiced drumming at the end. The best part.
Yeah. Do-do, 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 do-do.
Wasn't that EastEnders?
The guy that's singing it, he also sings the drumming at the end.
Where did you find it?
Oh, Dave Wells, could you change your name in game from David to your character name? You do it in the settings on the cog wheel.
So you're talking to me?
Yeah, David Wells, that's it.
No,
And
I
I'm
won't.
the other David. That's what I was talking to myself.
I mean,
So-
you make a solid point.
You
I tried
click on the cog wheel and it
I-
says
I've done
display
it
name.
before. I changed it back though. I changed it back for some reason. Because there's a better way, isn't there?
It's just this is what it
Play as your-
captures.
Yeah, but you can play as your like character name.
Oh yeah, you can like select your character's name
Yeah.
when you send a or roll.
Yeah.
Isn't that at the bottom? It's
You want-
as.
Yeah.
You want to go to the cog in the top right.
Oh yeah, this is just for the screen capture. That's all. So save it saying
No,
David.
that's fine.
Cog in the top right and then under
yeah, that-
display name.
Yeah, I've done it.
Faster.
Right, is everyone
So
ready?
we play the theme tune again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Jacob.
Okay. So,
Cool. Cool, should we call it a night there, guys?
Good game, guys.
Very good. I think we've deducted quite a lot, actually.
Oh god, that's loud.
so where we left off last time, you had interrogated a suspect in the murder case by the name of Diego Espinar. He assured you that he had spent the night in question in bed, cuddled up to Bubbles. You decided to investigate further and cross-examine Bubbles, but when you got there, she first seemed to corroborate Diego's story, but there was something quite off with her. You deduced that she was under some kind of charm, and a mysterious cloaked stranger who was seen with Bubbles fled the drizzling plunge. Bubbles confirmed that this cloaked stranger was indeed Diego and had placed her under some kind of charm. You followed out the back door to find some boxes in crates, but no sign of the cloaked figure. And that is where we will pick off. As the storm clouds as the evening draws in, the storm clouds on the horizon begin to gather, and just as there's a moment of calm silence as you contemplate the situation you're now in, that moment is broken by the sound of oncoming thunder.
Sound effects.
Ooh.
Where were we headed to? Does anyone remember?
I think we were going to go to one of the temples and try and get
Oh yeah.
Bubbles sorted out.
We were gonna. Oh, who were we gonna see?
She's a key witness.
Shall we head towards Zaragoza? Because I think that's where the temple district is and stuff like that.
Is the temple the same as the university? Or are they two different things?
I think that's different.
Because we were also going to see what are they? The scribes of the Anoraks.
Ah, yes, the anoraks. Yeah, because we were going to talk to them about the origin of the tattoo.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We do need to arrest Diego.
If we can find him. We will give him swift justice.
Hello everyone, sorry I've been gone for so long.
You were very giggly last time.
You were very quiet.
I didn't say much.
So quiet.
Timothy
Okay.
Bell.
Okay, I think we should go to get Bubbles sorted out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our prime witness.
Okay.
Right.
See,
Maybe she can give us a more coherent answer to where Diego might be hiding.
Probably at his house. He's unaware we're onto him.
Cool. Let's head to Zaragoza then. Is that where we got to go to?
Zaragoza is where the university is.
Is there there's temples there, isn't there? Because that's where I went earlier on in the.
There's the main temple in the city, where is the Basilica in the centre of the old town, but there's also temples in Velez. You would know.
What's that cross on the map?
That's Diego's house. Okay, let's head to wherever the nearest temple is that I know.
Okay. So you're taking Bubbles with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine, really. I think I'll be fine. You don't need to worry about me.
Come on, Bubbles.
Shut
Come
up,
on.
Bubbles.
If you insist.
It's what's good for you, Bubbles.
Bubbles, you might go the way of Jub Jub.
Bubbles won't understand that reference.
I'm afraid I don't understand that reference.
Bubbles, your mind has been violated in the same way that your genitals have on various occasions. It's vital that we cleanse you.
Which
Okay.
part first?
Your mind, not. I think your
The genitals.
It's too far.
Too far gone. Looks
So you
like
head
a dog's
in.
mouth eating hot chips.
You head down the streets from the Drizzling Plunge here. I presume you're going to go down here.
Yeah.
And then along the main road through Zaragoza towards the Fortaleza.
Mm-hmm.
What?
The Fortaleza?
So you pass the university and its neo-Gothic buildings and the narrow lanes of Zaragoza to your right, where all manner of strange commodities can be purchased, and the main road heads towards the gates of the Fortaleza, and as you approach it, it's an impressive building. There are rumours that it is the largest fort in the known world, and you can believe them as you approach this impressive building. The walls stand 50 meters high and are sheer, topped with murder holes, which hot oil could be poured or bullets fired. There are also small round holes dotted across the wall from which protrude the nozzles of cannon guns. You snake around the star-shaped moat of the Fortaleza and continue into the old town. As you reach the main square, you're greeted to the sight of an enormous basilica. Again, one of the largest holy buildings in the known world. The main tower of this building, a huge dome that occupies the center, stands 100 meters high. The basilica dominates the main courtyard. However, to the west, there is a similarly grand but smaller building, which is where the Azaronian Parliament sits here.
Where?
Here.
Where?
Yeah, there. The southeastern corner of the plaza opens to the main harbour of the city, which is occupied by a number of huge warships. One particular warship is much more vast than the rest of them, and towers over them, almost as like a display of dominance. The buildings in the centre of the plaza are in the neoclassical style, built out of white marble and alabaster, with beautiful classical nude statues ornamenting the grandiose facades of these buildings. There are banks here, and there are also a number of spice shops, jewelers. It's a very upmarket part of town. So as you approach the main entrance to the basilica, there are several gold-clad knights, whom Wade would recognise immediately as members of the Order of the Bronze.
Ah, these are members of Order of the Bronze. What a great organization.
I don't know much about Order of the Bronze.
From the look of these, so you know that the Order of the Bronze is a holy order of paladins ordained by the main religion of the Kingdom of Zerona, and indeed the Empire of Azeron, which is the worship of Torm. And so these are paladins of Torm, and they're organised into two main sects. So there are the Queen's Guard, who are the guardians of the royal family, and the Knights Templar, who are the guardians of the Papal Palace and the Papal Mother.
Excellent. Both areas. These are very honourable chaps. Very righteous. Even more righteous than me.
Where can we go and get poor Bubble sorted out?
So the from the look of the cathedral, it's open to the public. There's people going in, coming out, and there are a number of what you assume are priests around, robed chaps, ordained, that are wearing robes that are reminiscent of the priests of Torm that you've seen around the city.
Shall we head in, guys, and take Bubbles with us?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was resounding yes. Let's go in. Yes. Okay.
Okay. So you enter the impressive cathedral. As you pass through the threshold, you look up to see a huge round stained glass window and the reflection of the last dying light of the day. Golden light pouring through that huge stained glass window creates a beautiful circle of coloured light on the floor of this immense basilica. The building is absolutely vast, almost a kilometre long. And you feel very small and insignificant within this place, especially those who are visitors to the city of Azeron.
Kilometre long. Bloody hell.
A kilometre?
Massive.
It's about 800 metres long.
Bloody hell.
Fucking hell, this is big in here, isn't it?
Our ancestors had too much money.
So as you approach this, so as you stand in the threshold, in front of you, in the centre of the building is is underneath the large domed tower, and there is a altar there, impressive, probably like 20 meters high, up huge steps towards it, and at the back you can see down the corridor leads a long red carpet, rows upon rows of pews, and the entire building is bathed in this warm coloured light as the setting sun shines through these huge stained glass windows. and there are many people around, some in acts of worship, some visitors admiring the splendor of this place, and many robed priests of Torm going about their business.
Okay, I'm going to go up to one. Stop.
Okay. Ah, how may we help you?
Wallalo. That's what I was hoping would be said. Can you help us?
We are here to serve, my child.
We found a charmed woman.
She's very charming too.
And I'm a charming man, yeah.
Let me see. What do you mean, charmed?
Some kind of spell has been placed on her.
Ah, City Watch investigator. Is this
Yes.
true?
Yes, it's a criminal investigation. She's a key witness. This spell must be removed. Thank you very much, you pious man. Thank you.
The priest closes in on you and looks deep into Bubbles' eyes, and then he gestures over to one of his colleagues. Brother Thomas. Brother Esteban, please. And all three of these priests, they're all aged. One of them has a white, long, bushy beard. The others are clean-shaven. One is younger. They gather around this poor, bemused woman, scratching their chin. We could dispel this, I believe, but I think there is no need. From the looks of her, she has been charmed with a spell, but these kinds of magic are generally short-lived. It should wear off within an hour of it being cast.
What spell is it? Can you tell us?
Yes, he will attempt to deduce the spell. We'll say that this will be a... This is going to be quite a hard thing to do. I'm afraid the exact nature of this spell eludes us, but we are quite certain that that this will wear off in time. She will have no lasting damage.
Okay.
Well,
good
you're
to know.
fat like you are.
Creamy behave.
He's a man of God.
I'm sorry, my sister, that we could not be of more assistance. Torm be with you.
Amen.
And also with you.
The priest stops for a moment and looks at the cloaked figure of Tavron with with some intensity. Oh, that's the wrong roll. And then shakes his head and walks away.
Tavron sticks 2 fingers up and gives him the bees.
Well, we've got an hour to kill.
Well, in the time that it took you to get here, it's probably most of your hours probably used up. You might have like 10 minutes to kill.
Let us try some of the church wine until the hour is upon us.
We could always head to the university.
Oh, yes, much better plan.
Okay.
Rather than hitting the bar.
Or Creamy could give us another song.
Oh, can you pass the time while we're on this journey?
Oh, I'm not in the mood for singing.
But you're a bard.
Yeah, and you're a little goblin.
I'm a big goblin.
Let's go to the university.
Okay. As you walk back, you go a slightly different route.
Oh,
And
Let's go
you,
the scenic route.
we've got time to kill, you know.
you pass while you're working your way through the streets of this well-kept and beautiful district. A rather intriguing. Oh, where's that in mode? Tavern.
Oh.
So,
Oh, over there. What?
So yeah, this nestled between two rather grand alabaster-fronted buildings is this really eclectic building. It doesn't seem to fit the surroundings. It's timber rather than stone, and it seems to have like grown up in between what was previously an alley, where between these rather two large, grandiose buildings. So it's about 3 floors high, and there is some jolly lute-based music coming from within the walls. The sign on the front is an emblazoned crest of arms that looks like this. If I can find it. And beneath this is the in calligraphic style writing in stark red across the door, the name of this inn, the Breakfast Club.
I think there's one in Brighton.
I've heard about this place. They do craft beers.
And wonderful pancakes.
Drink. And what I mean.
Has it come up?
Yeah. I'm just concerned about who might own the Breakfast Club.
A boat.
Does anyone recognise this sigil? Can we do a a check.
Make a knowledge history check.
Good idea.
Oh. Oh.
Nothing existed before me.
Great craft beers. That's what I know about this place.
I don't think.
Burning Haze. It's one of them. It's very good.
Wade and Kurak, you've the name breakfast rings a bell, but that's about as far as you.
The word breakfast rings a bell for
An
me.
unusual word.
Like
Is this the famous Eric breakfast?
beyond the obvious, you know that name and that sigil. Yeah, and you do remember the name Eric Breakfast.
I knew it'd be him.
It's named after some revolutionary from across the seas. Would you say Tavron? Or Creamy?
I have
think
no
it was
idea.
me.
Correct.
If I'm honest,
Yes.
I couldn't give the first fuck.
A bit of culture wouldn't do you any harm, Creamy.
Are we going in for
Yeah.
a drink or what?
I
Well,
guess so. You look
Fair
like you
enough.
could do with a stiff job.
I need a stiff drink.
It feels like it might progress the story arc if we go into this pub.
yeah. Met the pub that suddenly appeared.
Excellent. Excellent plan, everyone.
Alright, we go in.
Okay. You enter the Breakfast Club.
Jazzy.
So
Bit of drum and bass.
inside this timber building is kind of arranged in a cross shape. There are lots of small round candlelit tables. It's quite dark inside, but it's quite cozy with this warm candlelight glow. There's a roaring fire on. There's lots of these little tables, little candlelit tables tucked away in little interesting coves. Lots of knickknacks and all manner of artifacts on the wall and even on the ceiling. The general atmosphere seems friendly. It's not one of these bars where you walk in and everyone turns to look at you. A few people turn around, but most people are engaged in conversation. There's a murmur of chatter and laughter going through the room. But the thing that catches your attention most of all is in the centre of this seemingly chaotic building is a large, what could only be described as a well, with a huge vault on the top of it, made out of hastily hammered and cobbled together odd ends of wood, like a huge door nailed to the underlying stone.
Oh. Was the music meant to stop?
I didn't put it on repeat.
I thought that was a pause for dramatic effects.
We'll have this one.
Got an Age of Empires vibe.
Yeah. Rogan.
Another thing you notice is that there are lots of people in here that are wearing armor with swords across their back. That this is seemingly an inn for the adventuring kind.
Hmm.
There is a elven barman, long flowing golden locks, who's serving what look like a couple of half orcs with huge hammers. One has a huge hammer and the other has a huge halberd across its back. One is wearing leather armor, and the other is across his back, as well as his halberd, is a huge square-shaped shield.
Okay. Let's go to the bar, get a drink.
Yeah, creamy makes a beeline for the bar.
5 the bloodcurrant wines, please.
I'm sorry, I don't drink.
4 the bloodcurrant wines, please.
Can I have some tap water, please? Tepid tap water.
No.
Have you got any Buxton?
Good evening, my friends! Hello, and welcome to the Breakfast Club. How can I be of service today?
I want a drink.
And a drink you will have, my good lady. What kind of drink may I offer
Your
you?
strongest drink.
We have Varkovian fire whiskey.
Just a couple of bottles.
A couple of bottles, you said.
Make it around 5.
Very well, my good lady. 5 bottles of Varkovian fire whiskey. That will be 70 gold pieces.
Wait.
think-
Pay the tab.
I don't have that much money on me at the moment, I'm afraid.
You're rich,
How about
buddy.
some bloodcurrant wine? No, actually, scrap that. We don't want to help out Sabrina Rye. Just 5 beers, please. I'll get it.
My good sir and city investigator, if you are interested in the fine wine that is not the bloodcurrant variety, may I offer our house wine, De Ruiz.
Yes. 5 of those.
Very well. 5 De Ruiz red. That will be... Would you like a bottle, sir?
Whatever's way to do it cheaply.
Well,
I've
I
got-
can do a glass for 2 gold pieces, or a bottle for 10.
A bottle for 10 gold pieces.
10 gold pieces.
I don't have that much money on me. I have a glass. Yes.
What about our glasses, please?
Oh. I've got 5. I can put 5 into the kitty.
You said you'd buy us a bottle of wine.
Let's cut the shit, bartender. What's
Can I
the
have half a
cheapest
bottle?
drink you've got?
Well, we have mead and we have ale. I can do you a gallon of ale for 2 silver pieces.
Now we're talking. Even though I don't.
What are
drink.
you lot drinking?
Can I have a gallon of tap water, please?
A gallon of ale, please. Just for me. I can't take it anymore. This gaggle of fools.
My good hobgoblin friend. I would say that the ale here is probably cleaner than the water that we get from the pipes around here. You see, we have a problem with the anything that comes up from the depths, you see. And he gives a sort of slight glance towards the well in the centre of the room.
Oh, what's your problem down there?
Not so much of a problem as an opportunity. Alas,
And the
the
well.
pit is closed for today. We've had some unfortunate circumstances. A death.
And what's that? Oh,
Ooh.
what happened?
A death? A murder?
This. Do you know of the? Do you know of the Breakfast Club?
We're in it, aren't we?
It's a pub.
Do you
The
know
well.
of its history, sir? And he makes a slight look at you, Taveron.
Is this just basically Fight Club?
I need you to make a stealth roll, Taveron.
16.
A hide. He looks at you and says, "There's no need to cloak in here, my grey-skinned brother. This is, after all, an adventurer's den."
Grey skin? You racist.
Have him.
But thank you, I will take my cloak off because
Ta-
I've been wearing it for at least 5 days.
Tell me, what news do you have of the homeland? What news of Cassia?
I decided to leave Cassia. I'm just going about my own business now.
I see. Well,
He's an outcast. A loner. A lone figure. He eats rats, you know.
I've heard of the fair folk leaving Cassia, but never the Cassians themselves. I thought that your kind had it fairly well in the capital.
What do you know of Cassia?
Well, we've all passed through, us of the elven variety.
Ah, fellow elf.
Yeah, from the look of him, you can tell that he's a high elf. So really, like in terms of the social standing of Cassia, he's below you.
Oh.
Scumbag high elf.
Well, some prejudices are born deep. Regardless, this is a place for friends, and I will not hold your inbuilt racism against you.
So, hang on.
I'm only playing. I'm a very charming and friendly.
Are high elves drow as well? Or are they...
High elves are high elves are fair-skinned elves.
Oh, okay.
I'm only kidding, high elf. I'm very friendly and charming.
Well then, I best we dispense with the formalities. My name is Aduin.
Ooh.
I'll ask you that again in a while. How do you do, Aduin?
I'm very well, thank you. And what is your name, hobgoblin friend?
Kurak.
Kurak. A fine name. Are you from Tizumi?
I am. You know it?
I travelled there once, a long time ago in my youth.
Whereabouts in Tizumi did you travel?
I have not been in a long time. We just dallied at the coastal towns. A place called Zalting.
Oh.
Aduin,
Yes.
while I've got you, can you go back to talking about this death?
Yes, well, as I was saying, The Breakfast Club is a tavern for adventurers. It was built by myself and my associates a long time ago over the ruins of a gnomish city or catacomb. Nobody's quite sure. The well there, you see, it goes down. Nobody's ever found the bottom of it. We allow adventurers who seek fame and fortune to delve down into the abyss below and search these catacombs for treasure and whatever their hearts may desire. But the ruins below are infested with all manner of horrors and monsters.
And would a bunch of level 2 warriors be able to take them?
I do not know what you mean about this level 2.
Inexperienced.
It's what the cool kids are saying. Oh, that was in King's voice. Sorry.
It depends how bold you're feeling.
Very.
Maybe you could manage the first level, maybe even into the second level. But nobody has found the bottom of this pit, and there are perhaps horrors beyond your abilities. Regardless, the pit is closed, as I mentioned. As a mark of respect, an adventuring party descended not but one night ago, and they've not returned. We will close the pit for the next 3 days in their memory, and we'll reopen following that period of rest.
Who was in this party?
There was a halfling from Mercia. There was a human fighter from Azeron, a local boy. There was a dragonborn with them, all the way from Zapotec. He had the most curious sword. A horrible evil thing it was, sentient.
Sounds like a worthless piece of crap to me.
Sounds rather interesting to me.
Well, perhaps you'll be able to take that sword if you find their bodies later.
Sounds like a plan. Now, Adrian, one other thing. Have you seen another drow recently?
Not for many years, in fact. You're the first, as far as I know, to have visited this city. At least, the first to have openly visited this city.
Who are you searching for, Tavla?
I'm searching for my father.
Taveron Senior.
He goes by the name of Donald, but we'll get onto that some other time.
What was that name, sorry?
Donald.
Donald.
Oh, he said Donald.
Donald.
Donna. Donna.
Donna kebab. Friday night.
May I interest you, good gentleman and lady, in some food? We have a hog roast on.
I guess we need some rations.
Sounds good. I'm vegan. No, I'm not. Only joking.
What's your best price, Adrian?
A silver piece for a hunk of cheese and a hog roast sandwich.
That sounds bloody good.
Bargain.
Can you throw in a pint of mead with each of those?
I'm running a business here, my friend. I can throw in a pint of mead for a pint, you say? I can throw in a glass of mead.
Just
for
a glass is fine.
For perhaps another silver piece each.
Oh,
So what's that? 2 silver pieces each?
Yeah.
10 silver pieces to 1 gold.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get these chaps.
why, thank
I
you.
hand over 1 gold.
A gentleman and a scholar.
Thank you very much, Tavron.
Pleasure's all mine. Thanks for being the most welcoming group of people I've ever met.
I don't know what we are. What are we naming our band of merry men?
Creamy's young boys.
Creamy boys.
Creamy boys.
The bloody cunts.
Creamy stiff ones.
I rather like the sound of creamy boys.
If I may interject, none of those names inspire any kind of heroism or vigor at all. They're horrible, horrible.
How about Creamy's hard boys?
I like that.
Oh, now you're talking, Joga.
Creamy's hard boys. They're gonna pound everyone.
What about Gigantor Creamy Shark?
We'll get back to this one. We've,
Let's all have a think about it over our lunch, shall we?
yeah.
Tell me, barkeep, how long do you think this food would last in an adventurer's satchel?
Well, it won't be as good, but it'll last a day or two.
I will purchase a couple of rounds.
We have rations as well.
I will
Obviously
purchase
not
the
as good
rations.
Others just be eating loads of hog roast and cheese.
How much for a ration?
I can do you 2 days worth of rations for a silver piece.
Whoa. Perfect. I suggest you all get the same. My bad,
2
no
days
merry
rations
men.
for a silver piece, so I can get 20 rations for a gold piece.
Indeed, but they're not the best.
Oh.
You really
And if-
know how to sell them, Barry.
Do you have a cooling off period, barkeep? I'm not sure if I want these anymore.
Well, we're friends here. I'm just being honest.
As long as they last and they give us sustenance.
They're not the best.
Well, I'll take 20 of not the best rations then. Oh my god, that weighs a lot. I've got like a £30 worth of rations on it.
Load up
Pops.
your bag with just like a mountain of awful food. Weighs yourself down.
Part squirrel, hoarding it.
Okay, he goes into the back room and brings out an enormous bag of rations. Huge sack, like a potato sack full of rations. There you go.
I don't think I'm gonna buy any rations.
Don't worry, I've got plenty to share around.
I'll be honest. When people have finished with their food for the night, we put it into the furnace, dry it off a bit, and that's what you'll be eating.
Bubble and
Fantastic.
squeak. Lovely.
Later on, I'll be selling these rations for 10 gold coins each.
Do we see any available seating next to anyone interesting, perchance?
Make a perception check.
Perception.
Lots of the tables seem busy. Close to you, there is 3 tables with just a single person on them each. There is a table with a short, stocky fellow, probably a dwarf, you think. He's got his cloak up. There is a table with a well-to-do gentleman sitting at it, older fellow. And there is a table. There's a table with a what looks like a very filthy, dirty priest of Torm.
Oh.
Hmm.
How are you doing now, Bubbles?
Oh yeah, Bubbles is here.
No one bought her any
I can't
food.
believe nobody is going to buy me a drink. This is unbelievable. Can I
I'll
go yet?
I'll give you a ration. Do you want a ration?
What would you like to drink, Bubbles?
A glass
No.
of wine for a lady, please.
Oh,
Good. I was concerned you were going to say green bottle, which is illegal.
I'll get.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I have a glass of wine, please?
Of course. To blood currant wine,
Yes.
2 gold pieces, please.
I must.
Creamy goes over to Wade.
What do you think you're doing? Trying to get my friend drunk?
This is the finest wine. It's something not to get drunk on. It's something
It's
to.
expensive stuff. The high
The
alcohol
expense is
content.
not how strong it is. It's the quality. This isn't a concentration of 90% alcohol. It's.
I know your type.
I know your type.
So Creamy doesn't deserve a nice wine, but Bubbles does. Oh.
They've both got interesting voices.
What does? Aren't I drinking ale? You don't look like the kind of person who wants wine, Creamy. Did you
I
want
don't
me to
want
get
any
you a
wine.
drink?
No.
You're confusing me.
I just want you to know I'm watching you.
Yes.
Not trying any funny business with Bubbles.
I'm past the point of having relationships with anyone. I'm a widower. My wife died of childbirth. Very
What
sad.
sort of clock don't work anymore?
Yes, that too. That too.
Well, at least you're honest.